Member for Grizzly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first permit me a moment to extend seasoned greetings to my constituents of Grosile and, of course, to my colleagues in this honorable House. And, Mr. Speaker, permit me as well to mention a constituent of mine who passed away in the last few days. I'm referring to Henry Lucian, a very prominent political figure on the political landscape of Grosile, and indeed, he extended beyond the boundaries of Grosile. Prominent political figure, I would say, generally, who at one point traversed the platforms of all political parties, including the Labour Party, the PLP, and the United Workers' Party. May his soul rest in peace. Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, it would be really remiss of me if I did not rise to give my full support to this motion. The reason being, I represent the constituency with by far the most roads in this country. I represent the constituency with by far the most deplorable roads in this country. And I have from time to time in this very chamber lamented the fact that we had so many roads and that the greatest need, the most pressing need of many of my constituency, many of the communities in my constituency would be road repairs. Mr. Speaker, I am very pleased to hear that that volume of finance has been secured for the purpose of road repairs, road rehabilitation, road construction. And I'm hoping that I will get my equitable share of that portion of resources as we look forward to improving the road network in our country. Mr. Speaker, you would be familiar with the traffic congestion that exists on the Castries-Grosvenor Highway on a daily basis. And I'm hoping that with the repairs of the bypass roads between Castries and Grosvenor, that we would have alleviated that problem. The significance of this is quite apart from relieving the frustration that people experience, it will certainly go a long way in terms of positively impacting our productivity and our economic activity in this country. So let me just say that I am looking forward, and I want to say to my constituents that their prayers will be answered, because I know that there are quite a number of the roads that have been earmarked in my constituency. I'm hoping a few more will be added to the list, because some of my people have been waiting for a very long time to get that kind of relief. And I'm sure that from Choc to Cap Estate, from Dauphin to the Caribbean Sea side, whether it be East Winds or Rodney Bay, that those people are eagerly awaiting that reprieve from the deplorable conditions that they have to traverse on a daily basis. On another note, Mr. Speaker, I just want to say too that I'm happy to hear of the allocation for school repairs as well. As the Prime Minister indicated, some of our schools have been built for over 40 years now, and they need urgent attention. However, there's a school that was built in less than 10 years ago. That is the Grosley Preschool, but it was gutted by fire, I think it was a year ago. Yes, 1 year ago on Independence Day. And this school is in need of some repairs. It will not require too much, but I'm hoping that within the allocation that was assigned for school repairs, that some funds could be set aside to ensure that that school is repaired and back in operation. It is by far the model among preschools in this country, and so I think it would be a shame for it to continue to be closed for much longer. I want to touch on the issue of housing as well. And of course, I'm not here standing asking for any housing development to take place in my constituency. I'm not about to request that more people be brought to my constituency, Mr. Speaker, certainly not. However, there are a couple housing developments that were established in my constituency, and I'm referring here to the Moshi housing development and development in Bois d'Orange, Tuya area. And those have turned out to be exorbitant in their cost. As a result, they are prohibitive, and so many of my people are not able to access those facilities, though they need them. What I'm asking is that perhaps we can look at a way of subsidizing those projects to ensure that they become more affordable. And I'm saying more affordable to the people of my constituency who do not yet own their own properties. And that is important, Mr. Speaker, because I'm not asking that people be brought from other areas, as has been done over the years. And our constituency is by far most rapidly growing constituency in this country. We are bursting at the seams with population. I have on my voters list over 25,000 voters, by far the most populous. And so we want to minimize the influx of people, and I'm happy to hear of the economic development program of this government in the South and in other parts of St. Lucia that will go a long way in minimizing and perhaps bringing to an end the urban drift that has been taking place to areas like Grosile. And so, Mr. Speaker, I'm saying that we look at young people in particular, first-time land and house owners who would be subsidized and would be given favorable terms, under which they could procure those properties for themselves to own a piece of St. Lucia and make a positive investment that can change their lives. And by that I mean that they do not necessarily have to come up with the exorbitant deposits, but that they pay on a monthly basis and that special arrangements are made for them. I will be approaching the Minister of Housing very soon in the new year with proposals for some of Crown properties in my constituency, where we'll be asking that those areas are serviced with the utilities and provided to young people at concessionary rates to ensure that those people own a part of St. Lucia. So, Mr. Speaker, let me just say, given the graveyard hour that it is, I know it is late in the day, but it will be remiss of me, because I've waited long in the day, and I will go deep into the night if I have to ensure that my people, in particular, get an equitable share of that allocation for road development, repairs, and maintenance. So I want to commend the government for this initiative. I think it's a wonderful initiative, and I don't think anyone would begrudge the government for the 150 on the fuel that has been levied, because we are satisfied and we are happy to know that it will go a long way in solving our road problems, which will have many benefits to our country, both economically and otherwise. So let me just say on record that I am pleased and I fully support this initiative, and I look forward to the implementation of the program to alleviate some of the sufferings of my people in the North. Thank you very much.